Let me start off by sharing something with you I wrote a few months ago. We are all like little ants in a colony. We've been taught to line up since kindergarten. We've been told what is and isn't right and what we must do to reach certain goals of ours. Even as a teenager, adult, elder, we do our best to stay in that line. But what happens when we break away? When we choose our own path? We may never know if we don't take that risk. So step out of the ordinary. Step out of that line and choose your own destiny. Follow your own line and be your own leader. I know I am my own person. I know that I can do whatever my heart desires, but how easy is that? Most people have two choices: to listen to what is inside of their heart, or to listen to what their brain is telling them to do. To some people, what they listen to comes naturally, and to others it doesn't. Either way, it's not easy to figure out which to listen to. Personally, I am always one to go with the crowd. Rarely do I make my own path, and I never step out of the ordinary. People call me predictable because of this. I stay in my line most of the time. But this is where I'm most comfortable. I hide among the crowd so I feel like just another meaningless face. I don't exactly want to stand out, but at the same time, I don't want to be invisible either. I'm not a fan of doing something different, because I'm afraid of what others may think of me afterwards. I guess in a way, I'm afraid of rejection. I'm afraid that people will think of me in a negative way, just like the public thought of Setha in Beloved by Toni Morrison. Once her secret came out that she took the life of her youngest daughter and 124 was possessed, the community wouldn't pay attention to her. She was ignored because she did something courageous. Setha was trying to save her child from the hardships of slavery. By doing this, she took control of her life and made her own path by doing what she thought was right. As long as you believe that something is right, there's nothing to worry about. It all depends on who you are and what you feel like is the right decision. Gatsby, in the novel The Great Gatsby by Scott Fitzgerald, decided to listen to his heart. Everything he did was to win Daisy's affection. He bought a house in East Egg so he was directly across the water from Daisy's house in West Egg. Every act was an act of love. He wasn't afraid to stray from the path that was originally set for him. Instead, he made his own path and attempted to meet his with Daisy's. Personally, I do what Gatsby does and only listen to my heart. Listening to your heart, however, gets you into nothing but trouble. Or for Gatsby's sake, to death. The trick is to take your life into your own hands. Don't let anyone make decisions for you. That's why in the short story, A Sorrowful Woman by Gail Godwin, one specific quote stands out among the rest. She took up her pen and pad and began working from words that had lately lain in her mind. Her poem could be 6, 8, 10, 13 lines. It could be any number of lines, and it did not even have to rhyme. The person in this quote is clearly not taking anyone else's thought into consideration. She is following her own path and writing what she wants to. In the novel Beautiful Creatures by Kimmy Garcia and Margaret Stoll, the theme is the same. One of the main characters, Lena, struggles to make her own decisions when it comes to her being claimed by the darkness or the light. Eventually, she becomes victorious. She creates her own path and ended up being claimed by both the dark and the light. Before, it was impossible to be claimed by both, but Lena was the reason for this occurring. She fought to not be taken completely by the darkness, and she wasn't. She literally created her own path in this fantasy world. This is what I want to do. I don't want someone else to be in control of me. I want to be in control. I want to choose my own destiny. This I believe.